let's talk about Uncharted 4. I'm really excited. This is the last game in the series, so let's talk about it. How did they end the series? I don't know. Let's talk about it. I'm not going to hide it. Uncharted 4 is an amazing game. I really enjoyed this game. I would say it's probably close to a masterpiece. This game is really, really well put together. The story it tells is really, really rad. The adventure they go on is really, really thrilling and exciting. And the gameplay is really, really awesome and really enjoyable the entire time through. And the graphics are gorgeous. So let's break it all down. Let's start with the story. The story of Uncharted 4 picks up sometime after Drake's deception. Nathan and Elena are now married and living relaxed lives. Nathan is working for a salvage company and Elena is writing travel guides. And they're just chilling, living life. But one day Nathan's long thought dead brother Sam shows up and is like, "Hey man, I found some clues to the treasure hunt we were looking for. Sorry I kind of died, but I'm not." And so he's like, let's go keep continuing our adventure. So now Nathan must choose to go on this adventure with Sam to complete their journey that they started back when they were kids. But their rival, Rafe Adler, is also still looking for the treasure. He never stopped. And so now they must race against him and his hired mercenary crew to find the treasure first and be the first to discover Henry Avery's treasure and become a legend of treasure hunters. I really, really enjoyed the story of this game. It was a very satisfying and very well done conclusion to Nathan Drake's story. I really liked what they did with Nathan and his character here. They did a great job of bringing him back. It didn't really seem forced with the dead brother storyline, which was really odd because we never heard or anything about Sam up to this point. He'd just been never mentioned, and then all of a sudden he just shows up. At first it's made me worried. I'm like, how are they going to bring in a new character like this and really make him count? It's kind of too late. I mean, this is the last game in Nathan Drake's story. We've already established a lot of these characters. So how is Nathan's brother going to get thrown into this and work? And it works. It works really, really well. Right away, their relationship is something I really caught on to. It was a very kind of personal thing for me, as I have a brother, and it was really just, I was like, oh, cool, I could kind of see my brother and I doing something like this. It was just a very cool connection that I had with the game, and it really caught on to me kind of emotionally, but also entertaining wise. Their relationship was really entertaining. They had a great brother duo relationship, and it was really entertaining as it was kind of the main focus of the story. The adventure of the game, the quest to find Henry Avery's lost treasure, was really, really cool. I liked the way that the clues all came together. I like how all the pieces just really fit, and I liked kind of the flow of the story and seeing like where it went and the story of this treasure. It was really, really cool, and I thought it was really well done, and it was a fun adventure that I really caught on to. I loved the pirate theme. I love pirate stuff, and so it was really cool, just a pirate adventure, and the treasure was really cool, and the journey was satisfying. And one thing I really liked about this game was the motivation. Back in Drake's Deception, the one like biggest complaint I had that I talked probably the most about was Nathan's kind of motivation. He just never really had one. I mean, I was able to kind of figure one out, but the game didn't really give me one. But in this game, it doesn't say for a while, because spoilers, I won't say what it is, but they do tell you the motivation for Sam and Nathan to find this treasure. It tells you why they're so motivated to find this, like why they spent so much of their life looking for it. And I really, really liked this motivation. It was a great reason for Nathan Drake to come back into the adventuring. It was a really good motivation for them to keep going no matter how hard it was. And I really liked that. It really made the journey feel really rewarding, and I liked it. Sam was a very welcome character to the Uncharted story. I really love Troy Baker's performance as Sam. He did a really great job, and I always love seeing Nolan North and Troy Baker work together. They do a great job. They have good charisma and charm. They just work really, really well together. And so Sam never intruded. Sam was a very welcome addition to the story. I was like, oh my gosh, I was really nervous, but it worked out really well. And I almost kind of wished he was in more games, and I kind of hope to see him in future games, maybe like a spin-off of some kind, to see kind of Sam continue his adventures or whatever he ends up doing. I don't know, or maybe even kind of like a prequel. I don't know. I would just really love to see more of Sam, as he was a really, really rad character that I really connected with and really enjoyed seeing. One thing I always really appreciated about the Uncharted games was Nathan and Elena's relationship. It was always one of my favorite aspects of the previous 3 games. And so in this game, when they're more married and they're together now, and it's something we kind of really hadn't seen. And I really love seeing this, but I was really nervous because Sam was the new character. So I'm like, okay, well, they got to build on the Sam relationship and make Sam welcome, which they did. So I was like, well, are they going to kind of have to boot Elena out to make space for Sam? But they didn't. They managed to make it work where you got both the relationship with Nathan and Sam. They built that whole relationship, and they continued the relationship between Nathan and Elena. Something I was a little nervous they wouldn't be able to do, but they managed to pull both of them off. It was fantastic writing that was able to balance 2 really big relationships in Nathan Drake's life. And it worked. It was really, really well done, and the writing was just really incredible in the way that it balanced the relationships and got time for both. Speaking of writing and characters, the writing and the characters of this game are amazing. It's just as good as you remember it. The charm and humor of the Uncharted series is still here, but this game game definitely carries a little bit of a darker tone, and you can tell that right from the beginning. As soon as the main menu starts up, it's like, wow, this game's going to be a little bit darker than the previous games. And it certainly is, but they did a really great job of keeping the series' charm there and having great character interactions. I love seeing the characters interact, talk, and the dialogue was really, really well done. They had fun little conversations that made me laugh. They had really cool conversations that continued the story, but also were still just enjoyable and didn't seem too like exposition-y. It felt natural, and I really, really appreciated it. And one thing I really, really liked is just it kind of had a wide range of emotions. I felt adventurous. I was like, yes, let's do this adventure. I felt happy. I was like, yay, we're doing this adventure, and it's cool seeing Nathan Drake be happy. But then also it made me sad. There was moments that it was just like, oh, this is sad. And I mean, there's even some parts where it got me pretty emotional, and it was a very emotional experience. I really, really, I played through all these games. I've seen Nathan Drake experience from the beginning all the way up to this point, and so it was a really, really satisfying conclusion to Nathan Drake's story. It carried everything that I wanted it to do. It had all the emotions that I wanted it to have. I laughed, I cried, and I had a really good time concluding Nathan Drake's story. And real quick about the bad guy, Rafe Adler, their kind of rival and person they're going against in this story, I actually thought he was probably the best villain in the whole story. I like kind of his connection to the story and Nathan himself. He wasn't just some random guy that was like, hi, I'm here to take this treasure too. I guess you're in my way. You're going to have to die. No, he had a little bit more of a personal connection. Well, Kate, the lady from the last game, she was pretty good too. I liked her kind of connection, but I felt like Rafe was better. He was a total asshole, but he had this cool charm to him. He wasn't around all that much, but he certainly made his presence felt the whole time. You're just like, oh man, Rafe, you suck, man. And he was the assholiest asshole in all the games. I mean, Nathan Drake's a smart ass, but Rafe was just a jerk asshole. And I really liked him. He was a really, really cool character, and I thought it was a great kind of final villain for Nathan Drake to go off. He wasn't like this like crazy, like brutal force, but he was certainly very present, and he made his presence felt, and I really appreciated that. He was a really well-written character that I really enjoyed. In the end, I really enjoyed the story of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. It was a really satisfying conclusion to Nathan Drake's journey. I love the adventure they go on. I love the relationships of Nathan and Sam or Nathan and Elena. They just did a great job of balancing the two of them. One thing I was really nervous they wouldn't be able to do, but they did it. And they just did a fantastic job of really wrapping everything up. I didn't feel unsatisfied. I didn't feel like there was anything like, oh, they could have done more with that. They did a really great job of just tying everything up, bringing it all together. And where they left Nathan Drake, I was very satisfied. I really like what they did with his character, and it was a great ending. I don't want to see more of Nathan Drake because I think they just did a great job of finishing off his character. It was kind of like Luke Skywalker. I liked how they did Luke Skywalker, but then they came back and made more movies and they ruined Luke Skywalker. I don't want to see that. So let's just leave Nathan Drake alone. Let him do his thing. I don't want to say, because spoilers, maybe he's dead, but maybe it was a good death. I'm not going to say. But if you play the game, you're like, come on. Dude, it was a good ending. It was a really, really good ending. I really enjoyed it. It's just the writing was really good. The adventure was really cool. I love the pirate theme. I love the brother dynamic between Nathan and Sam. It really caught on to me. And so I really enjoyed my time with the story of Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. So let's talk about gameplay. Hey, welcome to the gameplay section. So, usually when I talk about the gameplay of action-adventure games like I did with Uncharted and Tomb Raider, I like to break it up into exploration, puzzle-solving, and combat. And I usually do kind of like in that order. I talk about exploration, puzzle-solving, then combat. But let's mix this one up. And let's do puzzles first. Let's talk about the puzzles of A Thief's End. So the puzzle solving in A Thief's End and kind of the series, okay, hold up, back it up. So the puzzle solving in the Uncharted series has definitely exponentially gotten better, with Drake's Fortune being pretty like basic puzzle solving, but still pretty cool, to Drake's Deception having like the best puzzle solving, like my ideal puzzle solving in a video game. Uncharted 4 continues that. It just takes it to the next level by having really, really rad puzzles. I love solving the puzzles in this game. Each puzzle was very exciting and very interesting. I love how it presented you with the pieces. I loved how trying to figure out the pieces was not always very straightforward. It was very tricky. It was very fun to figure it out. I liked it. It was perfect. It gives you the pieces, or sometimes you even have to look around the room and find all the pieces. Things like that I really, really enjoyed. It just makes the puzzle solving really enjoyable. It's not straightforward. You're like, okay, I have all the pieces. I just got to figure it out, figure out where each one goes, how it goes, things like that. A specific highlight for me was the pirate portrait puzzle, if you remember that one. It's really, really cool. You have these little tiles that have stars on them, and you have to line up the stars, and it's just really, really cool. I really like that puzzle. It was like just really cool and just made a lot of sense, and trying to figure it out was really, really exciting, and I really liked it. So yeah, puzzle solving in Uncharted 4. Awesome. I loved it. It was really awesome and a very major highlight of this game. The exploration in Uncharted has always been pretty relaxed, and a lot of the times it's mostly kind of just getting from one place to another, but it was still really engaging. I really liked exploring. It was just fun and just a slower pace compared to the action and the combat that the game presented. But sometimes the action came with exploration, and I really liked that. And this game kind of continues that. But the series has never really made any like huge innovations into the climbing. There was never really anything too crazy or different. It was always just kind of climbing, and then things would happen, and it was exciting. But this game, it was really nice as they added a few new mechanics that really spiced up the exploration and made it really enjoyable. Specifically, the grappling hook. The grappling hook was a fantastic addition to this game. I really thought it made the exploration that much more exciting. It just made me realize how slow the other ones had been, which wasn't a problem, but just now kind of seeing that improvement and the addition of new mechanics, it just was like, wow, those other ones are thoroughly not as exciting as this. The grappling hook just added a whole lot to it, and it was really weird because that was kind of the main new mechanic. But right from the beginning, you're like, this is completely different. And it has lots of really cool moments of swinging around the grappling hook. Even some of it applies to combat, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I am not a physics major. I am not a physics person. I passed high school physics with a solid C+, so I don't think my physics skills are up to notch. But I can certainly tell you that most of the time when you use this grappling hook, physics don't really apply. One thing I always appreciated about the Uncharted series was its open level design, and this game just kind of continues at it. The open levels are very open, and I really like that, as it even led to some parts where there was multiple pathways to get to a certain spot, kind of just depending on how you approach things, what way you saw first, and kind of how you go about it. And it was really exciting and really entertaining, as it just made it so it wasn't very straightforward. It was very kind of open, and it felt very explorative. I felt very adventurous trying to find different pathways to get to a certain spot. I'm like, that looks like a pathway, but that also looks like a pathway, and I kind of had to pick and choose, and it was really, really cool, and I liked that just kind of openness to the exploration. A new addition to the gameplay that I really enjoyed was the vehicle sections. There were certain sections when it would drop you in a vehicle, and you had kind of a big open area to go around and explore and find little kind of small adventures to go on. There was one part when I was driving around in the African desert, and I found this well, and they're like, what's down in that well? And I'm like, I don't know, let's go find out. And so I went down in this well and had this kind of like little mini exploration, and it was really cool as it rewarded you with some cool collectibles, things like that. And I just liked the openness of it. It just felt very open. That led to a lot of smaller adventures beyond the main adventure. And it was totally optional. You didn't have to. If you just wanted to gun it straight for where you needed to go, that's just fine. But I thought that the small little explorations were really fun. It just kind of lets you explore the world and find some cool extra side adventures that you wouldn't have otherwise. The exploration was really well put together. It was very fun. It was very fluid. It was very open, and I really liked it. And I would actually probably think this is some of my favorite adventuring in video games. I just liked how it was set up. I liked how it ran. It was very fluid. It just had some really cool mechanics that made it really engaging and really entertaining. And yeah, I definitely think out of kind of like the action-adventure genres, like looking at like Tomb Raider and Uncharted, things like that, I would certainly say Uncharted 4's adventuring and exploration is probably the best in kind of the genre. It was really well put together, and I really enjoyed it. I've never really had any complaints about Uncharted's combat. It's always been very straightforward. It's never been anything too crazy, but it was very action-packed. Probably my biggest complaint came in Drake's Fortune, where the headshots were like way too easy. But from there, the series has really improved the combat. It's been really awesome, and I think Uncharted 4 is definitely the best of the combat's ever been. I think it does a great job of using the open areas to its advantage. For example, one thing that was really cool and very piratey is I was exploring and I found this cool old pirate flintlock pistol, and I was like, ooh, that's cool. And then I got into the next combat situation, and there was a grappling hook point, and so I grappled and was swinging around the map shooting guys with this flintlock pistol. It was pretty cool, and it was like, that's awesome. Well, the grappling hook using in combat wasn't always the greatest. It was kind of hard to aim sometimes. It was still really cool that you can even do it. I just really appreciated the open areas. It was really cool. The shooting mechanics were very fluid. Taking cover was really awesome, and it had a good pace. It had a good flow to it, and I really enjoyed the combat. One thing that we've seen a little bit of in the previous games that I didn't really touch on but was still kind of there was a little bit of stealth. They really take it to the next level here in A Thief's End. They did a fantastic job with the stealth, kind of adding enemy alertness meters in certain sections where stealth was highly recommended. Just the environments were definitely a little bit more tailored toward it, and I really liked it, as yet again the open areas made it really interesting, is because there was a lot of guys around. But they had a cool tag system, so you could kind of keep an eye on enemies, and then the alertness meters, things like that you just really had to explore the environment very carefully to make sure you found the best way through. And of course, if the stealth didn't work out, you could always just pull out your gun and get going, and it just was cool. It was a cool little addition that kind of added a fun change to the combat. It was a fun stealth thing that I was just like, oh, this is neat. Outside of the combat, exploration, and puzzles, there has been the action set pieces that have really defined Uncharted. Kind of from Among Thieves onward, these really awesome action set pieces and moments are incredible. They're very appealing to the eye, and they're very fun to play through. For kind of an example, the cargo plane sequence in Drake's Deception, awesome. Kind of the cool mountain convoy sequence in Among Thieves, awesome. The hotel sequence in Among Thieves, awesome. Uncharted 4 certainly doesn't skip out on these. These moments are incredible, and they look amazing, awesome. Let's do that. They look awesome. They look amazing and awesome. Let's make a new word. Look at that. We made a new word today. This is awesome. Anyways, so These sequences are really, really well put together. They look really, really good. A few examples for me. I really liked the bike chase sequence with Sam. That was really, really cool. I also really enjoyed there's one part when you're climbing through this city, and then all of a sudden race guys start blowing it up, and you're like hanging from this bridge and shooting guys and trying to run while they blow stuff up. It was really, really cool. Moments like that were really awesome. There were a few other ones, but I don't want to spoil them because they're really, really cool. But it's just these action moments really define the Uncharted series as a very cinematic experience because they look amazing and also they're very, very fun to play through. Like I said at the beginning, the graphics of this game are gorgeous. This game looks amazing. There was so many wow moments just from locations. Like I'd be climbing up something and I'd get to the top and it would give me an amazing view of the landscape and they were just gorgeous. There were so many times I had to just stop and just really take it in because it just looked really, really awesome and I really appreciated it. And it just really made this game look awesome. It just was really enjoyable just as how good it looked. The character models looked really, really good. They ran really smooth. The environments were super detailed and looked gorgeous. Like, I mean, the lush jungles, the beaches, and just it all looks really awesome. And even dark, spooky caves are really dark and spooky. I really just loved how this game looked. It was very appealing to the eyes. And I mean, it's like 4 years old now and it still looks amazing. It reminded me a lot of like Red Dead Redemption 2 where it's like almost like too realistic, but it looks amazing. And it's like, yeah, I like where video games are going with this. And you kind of look back to like the original Tomb Raider where it's all blocky and you're like, ooh. And then you look to like Uncharted and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what gaming can do. And it looks incredible. And I think this game is definitely a highlight in gaming graphics and just kind of environments, things like that game developers should look towards and be like, okay, Uncharted did this and it looks gorgeous. I mean, of course, Uncharted has the budget for it, but it really pays off because this game is gorgeous to look at. One thing I've always had high praises for in Uncharted is the music. I love the music of Uncharted. It is amazing. The original soundtrack from like the first 3 games is amazing. It's very heroic, adventurous, and it just sets the tone. And this game is no exception. The music definitely sets the tone, and even the lack of music. So, for example, right as you start up the game in the main menu, you see a dead pirate skeleton and there's no music. And it's kind of like, ooh, what is this game going to be all about? Because that was really weird. As you start up the previous games and it's like da 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 da, and then you like start up this one and it's like you're like, that don't work out too well for this guy. I was going to go for Nathan Drake. But the music direction just continued to set the pace. When there were very cool action moments, the music was very cool and actiony, and the even heroic, adventurous moments were heroic and adventurous. And a major highlight for me, there was one part when you're going through like this graveyard of ships going to save Sam, and the music is just very heroic, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. It was very heroic and fun, and I really, really enjoyed just the way that the music set the tone for the whole game. In the end, I really loved my time with Uncharted: A Thief's End. It was a fantastic conclusion to Nathan Drake's story. You can definitely tell the people at Naughty Dog love the Uncharted series. They love the characters of Nathan Drake and his friends. They love the adventure, and they certainly delivered a fantastic adventure, and it was a very, very amazing conclusion to Nathan Drake's story. Right from the start, this game got me hooked. It told an amazing story with an amazing adventure. The characters are awesome. The charm and humor you love from the story or from the game and the series itself is back, and it's the best it's ever been. I just love seeing all the characters interact. I love seeing the conclusions to the stories, and I love the adventure they go on. It was just so fulfilling, so rewarding, and it was an awesome experience the entire time through with amazing gameplay, with awesome puzzles that were really fun to solve, cool exploration that had some really cool new mechanics that really changed things up, and its open environments. And the combat was really engaging and entertaining as it just was very smooth and fluid, and it was a really cool change of pace. And its cinematic action sequences are gorgeous, and they look amazing thanks to the awesome graphics and amazing environments that just look so incredible. And the music just does a fantastic job of setting the tone. Everything comes together to make a fantastic game that, like I said, is easily, I would argue, a masterpiece of gaming. It is just so well done, with so much love and polish put into such an amazing experience. As you can tell, I love this game. It was really, really well done. It was really awesome. So it's hard to sell the 4th game in a series. So playing through all the games back to back, I would highly recommend you check out the Uncharted series. It is a fantastic series of games that have certainly earned its spot in gaming history. Uncharted is definitely going to be a staple in the action-adventure genre and kind of gaming in general, with its amazing characters that are very memorable, its awesome action and cinematic sequences that are really incredible. In the end, this series is incredible. I would recommend you play through all 4 Uncharted games. They are very well done. They're very well-crafted experiences, and it all concludes with a very satisfying ending. I love where they left this game. I really am excited excited to kind of see where Naughty Dog goes next. They have The Last of Us Part 2 coming out. I'm really excited for that one. It's just, they're an incredible company. They make very amazing games that are very well polished. I want to see them I keep wanting to see them do great because they just keep impressing me. Everything I've seen from Naughty Dog continues to impress me. The Uncharted series, The Last of Us, Crash Bandicoot, even just things like this. They just keep making amazing games. And Naughty Dog, I have major respect for you guys. If you happen to watch, I don't know if you'll be watching little old me on YouTube, but I have respect for you guys, hardcore. Keep making amazing games, and I'll keep playing them, and I'll keep telling people how amazing they are, and to highly recommend them, because Uncharted is just another amazing game, and a very busy gaming thing. It's just, there's a lot of games coming out, a lot of people trying to be the best game ever, but it just all comes down to the passion and love that Naughty Dog puts into their games. They tell amazing stories. The adventures are really awesome. I can't wait to see what's next, whether they do some cool spin-off with Sam. I know they have the one with Nadine and Chloe. I haven't played it yet, but I look forward to just see what they have next. I don't want to see more Nathan Drake. I think Nathan Drake's conclusion was very good, very satisfying. So, in the end, please go and play the Uncharted games. Play them all the way through, just even for the experience of the fourth game. I think the build-up to the fourth game, playing all the games kind of right in a row, and then diving into the fourth game was the best way to do it. It's just, I'd gotten really attached to these characters, and it just was really rad to see the conclusion of this series. So, in the end, yes, I highly recommend Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Hey, thank you so much for watching my review for Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. I really loved this game, and I would highly recommend you check it out. So, let me know down in the comments, which is your favorite Uncharted game out of the main four? I know there's a bunch of spin-offs and stuff, like the ones on the PSP and PS Vita. I never played those, so I can't really say how those ones are. But the core main four, what one's your favorite? And what's your favorite moment and your favorite character? I mean, Nathan Drake, obviously my favorite character, but I also really enjoyed Sully. Sully was really cool. And my favorite moment of all time, I can't say because spoilers, so sorry, but let me know. I had this idea a while back and I really want to do it. What if I did kind of like an Uncharted versus Tomb Raider? I really love both games. I really love a lot of things about both games, but what do we say we figure out which one's best? Let me know if you think that's a cool idea down in the comments, or show me a thumbs up on the like bar, or whatever you want to do. Just if that sounds like a cool idea, kind of do like a versus kind of thing, but keep it cool and respectful, of course. So what is your favorite Uncharted moment, favorite character, things like that? And while you're down there, if you want to hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, that'd be great. I'm talking about games and playing them every day of the week, so hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. So thank you guys so much for watching all my Uncharted reviews. I really appreciate it. This was a fantastic journey, and I can't wait to see what lies next for me personally. I mean, it's always weird when I complete a series of games, because it's always like, what do I do now? I always kind of had something a little bit more kind of like push me through, or a series to play. So I don't know, maybe the Batman Arkham games, that would be cool. So I don't know, but thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time on A Game for Your Thoughts.